Actually, it's a little loud for me on my end of my headset. Gotta test to see if I can, like, move around at all. And I'm not just staring at the window for no reason. Yeah, midday stream. I woke up at like 4 in the morning. What, so is she, like, tank controls, or... This is gonna take a little bit getting used to. It's like tank controls a little bit, but with the mouse. Yeah, let's take our medicine. It's good for us. Is there a way that I can, like... Oh, it has like the little old school menu look. Yeah, I feel like I need a little bit more sensitivity. There we go, that's way better. For everyone who cries about tank controls, I want them to play this. What you doing? Wait, let me check that again. Action is F. See, I was pressing E because now I'm used to Apex. Glass is empty. Okay, we all took our medicine. Hope that keyboard's not too loud. Yeah, it's cool. They, the cloth physics. Like, it has the aesthetic of PlayStation 1 games, or like a PlayStation 2 game, kind of. I feel like graphically it's kind of in between Silent Hill 1 and 2, I feel. But it still has, like, physics that those games couldn't do. It's kind of like the old aesthetics with a little bit of modern technology. Musty wardrobe, nothing of interest. Yeah, yeah, it's the same company. Well, same guy. Same people. I think it's a bunch of people that work on it. What did I do? Was I supposed to be able to? I guess I was supposed to be able to. I just Super Mario'd up the wall. Yo, I don't think that's supposed to happen. I think that's just the happenstance. Unless maybe it's like an auto jump kind of thing. I thought that was a door. This little girl has like a little bit of a savage run. Like she just like stomps with her fucking arms flailing about. Let's read the letter. A letter addressed to a Martin M. Tatum. That sound you were hearing. The one at night in your dreams. That one that's been ringing in your head since our days in the trenches. It never went away, did it? Mine either. Martin, it's starting to make sense. There's been this heat. I felt all the way in Scottsdale. It's been burning in me for months, filling my head with dreams. Beautiful dreams. They've been telling me where to go. Sure, I was worried I was crazy, but I've met others along the way. We've all seen it, all felt it. It's not some made-up illness they've given to us. It's something real. This beautiful machine. It opens doors. I've seen it in my dreams, and I think I need to find it. I think it's where we're headed. This is something so much larger than I thought, Martin. Than I could ever dream. If your dreams have been speaking to you as well, then you owe it to yourself. Come to the address marked on this envelope. It's some manor that I've seen the eyes open above. Come with us. It's going to be so beautiful. Sincerely, Lieutenant Grayson Dobbs. Well, alright. Thanks, Redzy. Yeah, I've been playing all the Puppet Congo games. I found them. Actually, I found them when they posted a GIF of this game while it was in production. And I was just like, holy shit, like, everything about the games they make. Like, the whole retro horror aesthetic. It's just, like, totally what I'm into. It's like, I love survival horror games, and I like the kind of... I like the era of horror that they kind of nod to. Let's go down these stairs. What up, trash boats?
You want everything that's gone wrong in this world.
Hell yeah, thank you for the sub. Let's see what's so... Oh, I keep on pressing E when I mean to press... That's what happens. Like, you play one game, you get used to the stuff in that game. I'm just gonna start trying to ping things and meleeing people. Oh, we have a jar of sorts. Another letter. Helen, though your time here has been short, it is still important that you can be determined as reliable. We would like you to begin tending the front garden of the estate. Twice a day, you will need to feed and water the flower bed as well as maintain the hedges. We are willing to trust this task to you, as you've been very regular in taking your medicine, where some of the girls are somewhat unreliable. You can't expect your parents to want you back if you are unreliable, can you? To dissuade the others from running about outside, please return. We have hidden a key beneath the downstairs piano. Please return it when you're done each day, and be sure to let none of the other girls see you. You're a good girl, Helen. What up, Supernaut? Glad you made it this time. This is an unusual time for me to stream, but I was like, I'm awake, and I wanted to play this. I've been saying I'm gonna play it, and other stuff happens, and I don't play it, but let's go get that key beneath the downstairs piano. Dusty vase. I haven't been playing the Nun game once a day. I think, depending on how long this takes me, how long I spend on this, I'm just gonna play the Nun game, like as much of it as I can do. I've been playing, when I have free time, I've been playing Apex Legends and trying to get less dreadful at it. And it's been working a little bit. What a Misi. I miss fixed camera in games like this. seconds long. Oh, let's look at the grandfather clock. I mean, the grind gets grindy at higher levels if Apex souls spend real life money. I mean, I'm not really one to spend money on getting fake video game clothes, and that's about all it is. And I hear that it's like there's not really that much to unlock. Bounty King was telling me that like the battle pass for Apex kind of needs more stuff going on to make it worthwhile. And I have played Dino Crisis. I would love a remake for Dino Crisis. That would be so sick. Alright, the controls for this Mux boss, it's weird. So, like, right now I'm doing, like, the WASAD to kind of go around in the circle. But then I'm turning with the mouse. I've never played a game that controlled like this. That's definitely... If you've never played a Resident Evil or Silent Hill game or a game with tank controls, this is like that to the next level. But it works. I'm not having a problem with it. What a Vielle. November 11th, 1918. Edward at last returned home from the Great War. I give thanks to the Lord for his safe return from Germany. To think that just days before he was ripped for me to be a doctor in the war we were married. He's returning to his job at Queen Mary's Hospital in London. What a dreadful drive it is back and forth day in and day out. And with the epidemic that's been plaguing the countryside, well, I worry for his health. God willing, he'll be alright as he helps those poor souls. My husband hasn't been the same since he went back to work. For weeks he's been spending more time in the basement than the rest of the house. He doesn't even come here to bed most nights. I sometimes find him asleep down there in his lab, asleep on his desk. And during the day, no less. I asked him if he himself should visit the hospital for a checkup, but he brushed it off, saying how he's a doctor and how he knows better than me. I can't help but fret, though. He barely touches the meals Maria rakes him. He used to love her cooking so very much. I fear she and the rest of the hired help are worried as well. March 4th. If the world is to know anything of me from this journal, let it be that I have always been an understanding wife. The love I felt for Edward in all our years together has never waned. Not in the loneliness and uncertainty of the war, and not in the new growing void between us. This void of obsession. As many fears as I've had, I've always put the rational aside when I heard him assure us that these experiments were necessary and that they were going to repair what faith his colleagues once had in his ideas. Perhaps even save the lives of so many more that still suffer the horrible affliction, spectacular a thought as that may be. His words were all I had during the war, and they're all I have now. The faith his promises provided me, however, is becoming too worn to be of any new comfort. Though it was far against his will, I've been privy to the growing scope of his work for a while now. Oh, there's a lot to this letter. What started off as the same treatments and experiments that I followed him through for years has become something else entirely. Large, horrible structures that have been his focus for some time now. They look as mechanical as any transport I've seen, but their shapes are much more ornate. The iron that holds their frames has been carved so deliberately with hellish shapes, though they resemble something, I am beyond being able to describe exactly what. To call these metal shells sinister would be admitting I even understand what they are and what they're supposed to accomplish. This is far from any medicine that I've known him to practice, but he continues with his cold, affirming responses. His distance only seems to widen from his work, and from the sciences that he swears by, but I can only sit as idle as I can, swearing some hope that his plans are going as he says. It is hard to ignore the things I'm hearing in the night, the murmurs of the help as they come to me for some kind of assurance, expecting that I know my husband's actions half as well as the good wife should. I have nothing for them but the promises that he gives me. He's a doctor. He knows what he's doing. Nothing I say to them can be said in confidence anymore. I may be an understanding wife, but there are limits to even my understanding. Ah, damn, I saw you guys clamoring for me to read it as Douglas. Well, I didn't catch that because I was reading that. Douglas Levinson. You think you're any kind of artist? Oh, I guess that's the piano we gotta get the key from. That little girl's moving that big ass piano. I mean, it probably has wheels. That's really jolly music for picking up a key. Bing.
How dare you?
How dare you? Dusty phase. Huh, I had to get into the right position to do this. You know, I went into the Douglas Levinson voice, but kind of turned into Homestar Runner a little bit more. I'm petty with you. It's been ripped out. Yeah, that's like I'm feeling more of a Homestar Runner voice than Douglas Levinson voice today. Sorry. That's fine. How do I look at my inventory? Oh wait, there's different control styles. Tank controls, modern. Yeah, I think modern's gonna be better for this. Oh, there are. Oh, we can get little scan lines and whatnot too. Let's keep it normal. You get any kind of voice. Yeah. Do I have an inventory here? I have the key. I guess anything I need is just gonna be used automatically. That looks like a door. That looks like it goes outside. That looks like an outside over there. A part of my mustache is making me look toothless. Figure out. Oh yeah, I see. It's like it's the angle. I don't think I can do anything about that. Think you're any kind of artist? That's what is this? The this looks like a door for me. Maybe not. What I've been using is firehouse wax. Wait, is there something else here I missed? Dusty Vase. Oh no, I already read that letter. Oh fuck. Hello, Valkenhoid. Cannibal Turtle, this is the glass staircase. My puppet combo. Well, that's the door we just came out of. The avian flu. Wardrobe. Dodge. Action. Yeah, I mean, I guess I feel like I might be missing things with the, Oh, I missed the gigantic door. Okay. I found the, I don't know if you saw it on my Twitter, or, Cunt! So, I don't know if you saw it on, my Twitter or my Instagram. But, like, there is, some chick that had, like, a short film about him that's not done yet. She says she's finishing it. New task. Task. Helen didn't make it far. Don't believe what they're telling you. Let's take our medicine. Is it yummy? Gonna get diddled. Little blast action. Is that rain or is it's just noisy in here? I don't think it's on Steam. I got it from they have it on their Patreon where you pay them however much a month. I think it's 10 a month, and you just get all their games. You have to cabinet. Some of their games are on Steam, but not all of them. Puppet combo, that is, if you're just joining us. The balcony. Can't sit and relax. But the wardrobe. This chick's got that John Cena run too. That's what the run reminds me of, John Cena. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Make a John Cena mod for this game. I think they have Stay Out of the House on Steam, which it's the one you're in this house and you got to figure out how to get out. You can also, like, if you want the individual games, you can just buy them directly from their website, I think. Let's see, is this the same? Early in the morning, a package. Betty, early this morning, a package arrived for you from an unconfirmed courier. The manor cannot be expected to assume responsibility for such a delivery, but as a courtesy, we are informing you to retrieve it. Please do this immediately, lest something happen to your delivery. That would be a terrible shame, especially if it were from your mother. Let's get a package. Did I ever finish the 4 survivors on RE2? I didn't. The only one of those that oh yeah, it totally is an Ultimate Warrior run blast action. It's definitely more Ultimate Warrior than John Cena. Perfect. Oh wait, yo. Helltown, USA. What's that? I guess that's our package. There are a great many things that I have been able to overlook in my role as lady of the house. The awful sounds, the confusing orders my husband has given the help. The smells. Oh, the unholy smells. None of this is terribly unfamiliar to his work, though the extremes to which he is willing to push my familiarity with medicine as the reasoning is starting to make me think he, himself, is losing touch with reality. What I haven't been able to ignore is the heat. Many nights I have laid awake in my empty bed simply watching the window as this terrible heat overtakes my body. Not a heat that can be felt in the air, but something more intense. Almost like a fever, but not quite. As it doesn't radiate from me, merely finds its nest in my body, burning for hours. Worst Christopher Walken impression. Burning for hours, I meant. All because I just said the word fever. Nothing I do seems to fight off the sensation. No medication I find from Edward's records, no salve or application I can find. I've taken to simply shedding my sleepwear, staring out into the night, hoping it passes. As much as I want to believe this is merely my mind deceiving my body, the determinate nature of this illness coincides far too closely with the continuation of Edward's perverse sciences. If they even are to be considered sciences anymore. The longer I permit him to continue his work, the further away his is drawn into it, and I have no proper recourse. This is our life, and I'm as responsible as he is at this point. And I've come to understand that whatever he's come to study, whatever this illness is, it certainly isn't what he'd once fought to cure. It's taking its toll on his body as well as mine, and I fear our housekeepers are starting to feel the similar dread, be it this illness or something more akin to dread. Beyond that, the night sky has had such a terrible glow as of late. Were I a more superstitious woman, I may perceive this as some kind of omen of ill fate. I am married to the rational world as I was when I met Edward. Still, a greater part of me wishes he were here during these hard nights. He used to be able to comfort me. He would be able to see this terrible glow and talk it away as something beautiful. Baby, that beauty is gone. Baby, my husband is gone. That wasn't my package. That was someone's diary. Well, let's got our package. Don't nothing crazy jump up now. Out of the yard. Let us be in the yard. Sofa out on the fucking porch. Heard about what happened at the WWE Hall of Fame. Yeah. You're talking about fucking Bret Hart getting tackled. Apparently the dude's like crazy too. Like you look at his Twitter and it's all shit about like he basically thinks wrestling storylines are real. And so he's probably been building all this shit up in his head. Wait, where? Oh, there I am. I'm like, oh, there's a nice creepy song here. And then I went to New Japan Ring of Honor the same day, and Enzo and Big Cass jumped the railing, and had people thought that shit was real. And it's like they didn't show it. What's over here? Oh yeah, I can go up there. But yeah, I'm 90% sure that the Enzo and Big Cast thing was a work too. And they probably just didn't show it because they wanted it to be a thing where people are getting worked and talking about it on social media and whatnot. But if the Enzo and Big Cast thing was for real, they would have got the shit knocked out of them way worse. Like, at some point, Enzo had, like, a sleeper hold on somebody, and it's like, okay. We have all seen the eyes, have we not? We have all felt the heat that powered us here. There is only the one feeling we have all shared. And now we must wait. Oh, yeah. The wait must be hard. It may be unforgiving, but we must wait. The dreams continue to speak through us. We have seen the doors open. The eye that follows us. This is like an Ultimate Warrior promo now. The eye that follows us from the parted clouds, showing us the path to our salvation. I'm not doing that the whole fucking letter. The engine that will free us from the binds of the false prophets and bring our Savior to us. We must wait. As the Doctor makes our dreams the reality we know that they are. We must wait. The rest is missing. There's gonna be like some crazy shit back here, I know it. The way this song is kind of, it's just the, like, simple part that repeats. It reminds me of, like, that middle music from Halloween when stuff's happening, but with, like, more Italian-sounding synths. Where am I going? There's the creepers. Roman actually, I think Roman Reigns just came back from having leukemia. I was hearing some shit like he came back and he got booed anyway. You know, you figure like people, not the biggest Roman Reigns fan, but guy comes back from cancer. You think people would be like, oh, all right. Let me pay more attention here, so I'm not just whatever there is over here. I didn't get my package. I read the wet note. That way. I ran up. I mean, Bully Roman Reigns may be the popular thing, but it's probably because it becomes popular because he's just not that interesting to watch. Not everything that's popular is wrong. Here's my package. Nice of them to leave it out. It's soaking wet. All at once. Because I got good stuff in this package, that's why. Yeah, imagine trying to explain Kurt Angle's "You Suck" chant to someone who doesn't watch wrestling. It's just like, yeah, we chant "You suck" at this guy because we really like him. What was that? What is this? Just like an open part here? Yeah, this is just a dead end over here. Fuck me! That looks like something like T-Virus tyrant motherfucker. Goddamn. God. Only got 2 girls left. You know what? I want to see what happens if I don't take the medicine. The estate. Dorothy, if you've already taken your tablet, please go to the hall. This music's beast. Like a whispery sound I heard. Just gotta check those doors each time. I'm not sure how many they have out. I know there's a lot of them. This is the newest one. And they posted pictures of something new, something else new they're working on, I think. Ring of keys. Let's take them keys. Dorothy, we have begun entering the later year, and as such, our daylight hours are getting shorter. We'll be entrusting you to light all the manor's candles before nightfall, as well as snuffing them out in the morning. This is a large responsibility, but we trust that you are more than capable of it. We all must do our part here. You're such a responsible young lady, Dorothy. Surely your family will be glad to have you home. Yeah, if you don't know who Douglas Levinson is, it's very important to find this out. Now I can go in all the rooms, I think. Wet box. Oh, no. Nice. What the fuck was that? I feel like maybe I shouldn't take my medicine. Just the can. I need stuff to do with the candle. Yeah, they also made Babysitter Bloodbath. Gotta light the candles. I'll box of matches, yep. This game, as far as I can tell so far, where these girls in the house taking medicine, there's some kind of crazy disease, and, oh, pots and pans. Just clap your hands. There's some kind of disease and some kind of experiments being run, but the nature of everything so far is not entirely clear. Now that I've got the matches. So far, and there appears to be monsters in the yard that I know of so far. Who knows where else? Is it me or is it getting darker? Oh, Captain Fancy Pants. This song reminds me of something from Earthbound, but way creepier. Every once in a while the music breaks up weird, and I'm not sure if it's supposed to, and it's supposed to freak me out, or if that's just kind of like how it is, if it's like a glitch. The Adult Swim cartoon Lucy, Daughter of the Devil, I remember it. Yeah, there's definitely aspects of this that remind me of Clock Tower too. October 1st, 1919. A crowd of strange men and women has congregated outside the mansion for days. There must be at least 20 or more of them. They all have almost glassy eyes and the palest skin. They don't seem to eat nor drink, nor do they react to the bitter winds outside. They stand about, shuffling here or there. Sometimes they sit, sometimes they sleep, but mostly they just stand, trying to look inside the windows or knock on the door. Bartholomew and William have already quit because of it. I can't pretend to blame them. I've asked them what they want, and they just tell me they want to see Edward. Why do these people want to see my husband? He won't even see me, let alone strangers. I've only seen him once since August. He was moving boxes through the back door of the manor. He yelled at me to get away, and I did as he said. I'm afraid I've nowhere to go. October 2nd. My God, I heard gunshots, not from outside, from the basement. 6 shots and agitated yelling from my husband. I and the servants brave enough to venture out of their rooms rushed to the basement door and called for him. There was a terrible banging at the door, then 4 more shots. I heard something fall down the stairs before my husband screamed at us to get away. He almost sounded scared or worse, relieved. I can't just keep pretending that there's something I can salvage from this. Whatever he's doing is only growing in scale. And that horrible hum from his damn machine is merely the chorus to this tragedy that I now call our life. God, Edward, please. November 8th, 1919. Maybe what I knew of my husband and his work was always a lie. I wonder if the husband is that dude that we saw in the garden with the big, like the fucking tyrant looking guy. I want to believe that something changed in him, perhaps during the war, perhaps in his need to find an end to the plague, as we understood it. We used to speak of all kinds of things for our future, and maybe it was simple, perhaps even idealized, but they were a dream that we could both see so clearly. Can't seem to see that dream anymore. That world is buried beneath nothing but the agony I felt when I last saw his cold, dead eyes not far removed from the gangs of shambling lunatics that gather at our doors at all hours. Perhaps there is a new illness that I nor any of our help has heard of. It's not as if I've had the opportunity to leave this prison in so long the whole world could be entrenched in another great war, for as far as I could know. A prison. That's how far from those dreams of the future I've gone. The home that we were to grow together has become nothing more than a prison that I live a waking nightmare in. Perhaps that waking nightmare is preferable to the ones I see at night, on the rare occasions the heat doesn't return, shaking my every fiber awake. There is no doubt in my mind that he can no longer see the future he once spoke so wistfully of. I doubt he can see much of anything anymore, nothing beyond that hellish engine he's brought into our home. At first, I had been able to ignore the abominable... I wonder if the sound in that music now, if that's supposed to be like a machine, or if it's just the music. At first, I had been able to ignore the abominable sins that my husband has brought into our home, but with each night, there are new terrible sounds, some mechanical, some horribly human, all completely unnatural. I am no doctor, nor shall I ever hope to become one, but the godless acts Edward has begun participating in, and the droves of mumbling madmen that now gather at a yard in some kind of perverse congregation tell me there's no longer a hope in my heart that my husband is any more a man of science. If there were such a hope, it died with whatever abominations he's taken to shooting in the dead of night. I no longer know if I fear my husband, but I am certain that I fear whatever the thing that has replaced him is. Edward has allowed himself to be taken to hell, and I will doubtlessly be forced to follow. Alright, so let's light this candle though. Oh, I don't need to heal myself. But now I know that I might eventually need to heal myself. Ace Attorney Trilogy came out today on Steam. What happens if I just take it? I'm just like, I feel fine. I feel like there's gonna be something in this room. So, gotta keep in the back of my head, there's a first aid kit up there. Double check down here for another candle. No candle in here. Manhunt 2. I feel like Manhunt 2 would be allowed on Twitch. I was a fan of Manhunt games are awesome in general. I had, I forgot if it was like the Wii. I'm assuming it's the Wii version that was the censored one of Manhunt 2. Oh, there's... Wait, now there's slime around the wet box. There wasn't before. Oh, there's another candle. Unless maybe it's just that the lighting changed. I know there's gonna be, like, behind one of these doors, there's gonna be some crazy Alright, so there's somebody walking around upstairs. Now I'm wondering if this is gonna be like a stalker type guy, or if it's gonna be set scenes. Because I know Puppet Combo likes their stalker guys. This music is so fucking... It's making it, like, so tense. Light the candle. Gotta light the candles. Light them all. Pianer. No key under that pianer, though. Can I go outside? I can go outside. Do I want to go outside, though? Am I supposed to go outside? Is there a candle outside for me to light? Gotta be walking through these, oh, just plop down. This is some creepy shit. Every time that music breaks up, I'm like, is that supposed to happen, or is it a glitch? Is it a part of the song? Oh, there's a thing back there. Well, it's not actually, it doesn't lead to anything. It's just a little cutaway. That's cool. Maze where we saw our friend, Mr. Cutty Hands guy. Mr. Shake Hands Man. It totally does feel a little bit like a 3DO game. Are you thinking of that game, D? Is that the game? Oh god, the hedge maze. I can't see. Yeah, that's true. If Manhunt was allowed on... Wait, am I running into a wall here? Or... I mean, if Manhunt 2 was allowed on the fucking Nintendo Wii, should it be that crazy for, go back inside, actually, because I'm thinking maybe there was just a candle I missed in there. Because I didn't look at some of the doors before the entrance here. This one over here. I think this is the last candle. Oh wait, no. And the Lord saith unto me, Go out into the masses, and preach my word, for the kingdom of heaven is but a lie, indeed 'tis a lie, a lie. The God of our forefathers is dead, and in his place we will awaken our new Lord, our better Lord. From below we will arise and take the smoldering world of man. My brothers and sisters, our salvation lies in Dr. Edward Sullivan, prophet of the new word, for our lives do we owe to him. Something's gonna happen. I think we gotta go upstairs. Let me just check around though. I did all these. Something will be upstairs. Actually, wait, let me go outside again now all those candles are done. Because when you pass by, you can see the candles from the outside, so maybe that does something. Thinking, like, even though I just want to check what's out here now, I think what I have to do is go upstairs, because I mean that's where all of there's something walking around upstairs before, and there was some kind of noise before, but I just want to take a look at this. I think it's a It looked like a puddle for a second. Yeah, I don't think the game would want you to go around in this not visible part. I think it's upstairs time. Could be something crazy behind this door. Really? That's... Mr. Handsman. Hey there, Moira. It's Mr. Handsman. Now it's just me. She has the flashlight on her, so that's how you know she's our real character. Okay, I don't think she takes her medicine. She does. What happens if I don't take my medicine? Oh, you know what? I didn't check anybody else's status menu, so we could see their faces. What happens if I don't take my freaking medicine? Oh, it doesn't lock until I take it. Yeah, it definitely could have avoided. Oh, she hasn't been taking her medicine. This girl's crafty. Just a bed. Douglas Evans, take your medicine. B-E-D is in medicine. Oh, thank you for leaving me a letter and a shotgun. I left the rifle like we talked about. You have to kill it tonight. The door to the laboratory is under the porch. This is going to be interesting to aim. So let's... Here we go. Now shit's about to pick up. Business is about to pick up. Damn it. Kinds of stuff we got here. First aid kit. I feel fine. Alright. Don't forget that's the room with the first aid kit. Trying to draw an ugly ass picture of Douglas's face as opposed to what? He's a beautiful guy. the balcony. Does it say how much? It does say how much ammo. I have 5 ammos. Not bullets, ammos. Gosh. The chandelier has fallen. No chores letter for me. Whang, look up sexy vegan if you get the chance. Was a crazed Dr. Phil guest from years back. That's kind of the thing to do right now. Just look at Dr. Phil on YouTube and talk about him. You talk about Dr. Phil on YouTube, you get like 1 million views on your video. White box. The contents have been... What happens if I shoot the box? I guess I can only aim... I can't aim up and down. It's only like on one... You can only aim horizontally, not vertically. Door to the porch. I don't know if Dr. Phil... I would assume Dr. Phil would be a copyright claim, but there's so many channels that are making Dr. Phil videos that I don't think there would be. Wait, was that door... I guess that door was there before, I just didn't see it. I gotta go down there and... This is where the thing is that I gotta kill. These doors remind me of Mist. This is I know it's not gonna be as simple as just going down and shooting the thing. What is this? I thought that was the guy. Yeah, so many reaction commentary channels just like live on Dr. Phil content. Portrait of a man. What's that next to him? What's this over here? A letter. Another letter. November 23rd, 1918. I've been told that the war has affected many men in interesting and terrifying ways, and perhaps I'm less exceptional than I may have assumed. Sleep comes in small, unaccomplished sections, leaving me all the more strained in my daily life. Though I fear that my exhaustion is far from the main reason for my disconnection and lack of focus, my practice suffers. My research is all but flattened into nothing, and I may truly have nothing to show for it. For all the fears I've had that my life would end in those trenches, I feared all the more that Juliet and I would never be able to find the solace we once had together. Through all the frozen nights and terrifying days filled with the blood and viscera of my countrymen, it was really the only thing that gave me any hope that this would all amount to something. And what of that motivation, completely squandered, proven to be as fleeting as my own fidelity? I returned from the horrors I witnessed only to feel nothing in the home I left, and comfort in the arms of but a girl in my manor's employ. I can't even begin to hold this weakness against Maria, and much less Juliet, but ever since I returned there's been something in me. Something that wasn't there before. That newfound mental peculiarity may very well be responsible, as my sanity first started to prove unreliable, as I began to recognize the faces of the men that were held together under my knife, and the will of God during these horrible days. Some men I'd met on the long voyages to the front, some I knew more personally. Once I'd spent well past 4 hours working on the shredded chest of a young man caught in the blast range of artillery. The operations had felt so mundane that it wasn't until I was sure we'd lost the young man that I recognized him to be my cousin Garrett. I don't think I had a single tear left for him when they shipped him back here, to the family burial grounds beneath my very feet. Why could I not shed a tear in the realization that I'd lost a childhood playmate, a family member, a true friend? Maybe that was all I needed before I felt... shit, I have my thing, like, covering up that piece of text so I can't see it. The something of war pressing down on me, and the dreams began. There is no subtlety in the onset of these visions. They came as hard and heavy as one could expect of a fever. But they seemed much different, much more visceral. All I could hear were voices that guided me towards something that would need to be done to save all of us. A grand solution that would save the lives of every creature. These sprawling growths of belief started to seep into my waking moments, and they've drawn back with me to my home. I want to lose this, but I feel the voices are only stronger here. They've driven my madness to places I cannot stand to see myself go. They've drawn me to take the body of a young woman, to portray the only future I wanted, with the only woman I wanted it with. God help me, Juliet. Please forgive me one day. I need to find something to satisfy these voices. I need to return to my studies and save whoever it is that must be saved. I need to sleep. Jesus Christ, this is a long-ass diary. January 13th. This is long, and I can still barely look my beloved in her face. I draw away from her every time I need her most, as I know I do not deserve her. Maria continues to concern herself with me at every turn, and as much as I do care for the girl, I fear she must not understand my true feelings for our deed. So I hide now in the laboratory I've made of our old cellar. For all the sniveling and self-loathing I've done in my self-appointed isolation, I've begun to work especially hard on the newly spreading disease from the southern of Spain. It's create a key. Thanks for the bits. It's create a key focus on my work throughout the days, maybe even give my dreams something to focus on. Perhaps this is the cure and salvation my weary mind needs. Maybe this is how I'll save us all. My research has been progressing as slow as one could imagine it would be for such a new field of study, but perhaps this is where my old dreams may be trying to aid me once more. It seems strange, perhaps, to give any credence to my own delusions if I simply try to excuse these actions as feeding a growing hole that my exhaustion has been creating. I think my dreams may actually know something I do not. Upon researching some further notes left by my grandfather, I found what appeared to be a type of blueprint that has come remarkably close to the very structures I've seen in my waking delusions. The rational part of me wants nothing more than to place my knowledge of this device as some distant memory of having seen these same blueprints in my medical studies for university, but the honest part of me knows better. My visions are becoming too prophetic for me to believe them, the simple soft-headedness of my war-shaken mind. There must be a reason why they become so much clearer since my return to the manor. I must continue delving into the catacombs below, where the old notes were held. Every indication is telling me the remnants of the machine are somewhere on the grounds, and Grandfather's old journal strongly suggests that he had them crafted for some kind of cure himself. What it truly does, or how it could be expected to work, is far beyond anything in my own field of studies, but if I continue to follow the development of his notes, perhaps it would all work out in the end. The more bizarre and detached my research seems to become, the more clearly I can see the dreams again, and the clearer images they start to make. I see hints of a design, something that seems utterly alien to me, but at the same time it has a familiarity to it, like something I've seen in a much deeper, softer memories. One faded deep into the back of my mind. I just need to listen a bit closer tonight. Maybe I'll hear something clear. March 1st, 1919, I think I've come to realize what's being asked of me. There, we got through that. There's crazy machines down here. Thank you for the sub. Okay. Well, oh, there's like ecto cooler. I don't want to activate that yet. Let me take a better look at this stuff. Shelf with hands and other body parts. Various science equipment. Sure, let's just go around pushing buttons. There he is. That's the thing we have to kill, I think. Mr. Knifey Hands. Is that not the thing we came down here to kill? Is that just the thing? Got bell bottoms on? Can I turn that off? What are these things here? Brains. No, it's activated. Whatever. Maybe. Nothing useful. The doctor. Oh, whatever that is next to him, I guess it's not important. Well, there is something. There's that safe here. Can't do anything about. Bookshelf. Alright, and that crazy guy is gonna be around here somewhere, I guess. This is a nod to retro games. Wiggles the Ninja came out last week. Well, there's been earlier versions out, but the finished version came out last week. Keep on thinking that's a guy. Once again, I don't know if that, because I know Puppet Combo, they like their stalker-type enemies. I don't know if that guy's going to be wandering about, or if it's scripted encounters. First aid kit, don't need it right now. I think I see something. I think I see an enemy on that table back there. Oh no, it's just dead bodies. Never mind. Hanging corpse. Pile of corpses. Hanging corpse. Another control panel. Yeah. Let's do it. Well, I know he's going to be looking for me now. Yeah. Oh, okay. Malcontent says it's scripted battles, not stalker mode. Oh, I already came up that way. Let me go further then. That's it. It's books. It's good. They're good for you to read. Is anything useful? There were a couple other rooms here that I didn't look at yet. Or were there not? Was that the only way? No, yeah. Because, like, that's the door that leads outside, so I didn't look at this side yet. What's this on the wall here? Uh-oh, a letter. July 24th, 1922. My suspicions we not only confirmed, but completely validated by my final discovery last night. The Zealots were less than happy to come to realize my line of questioning hadn't ceased, even after several more months of my experiments. The hierarchs took to keeping me as content with research material as possible, hopefully to keep me stimulated. Perhaps too much so to ask my questions while the radiant heat from the engine slowly cooked away my mind and warped my body. It's quite unfortunate for them that these walls are my walls, and that I know where to get anywhere I need to in this manner. This is what led me to finally listening in on one of their perverse sermons. So I guess this guy is kind of like starting to get around to like seeing like these guys are crazy. What am I doing? The things these madmen ramble on about would give a man pause, but hardly make him listen far beyond that. I've been far too close to these happening for far too long to not listen, though. Listen and understand. They spoke of their great God in the machine. They spoke of how it communicates through their dreams, as it had with me, showing them prophetic visions of the future. They speak of the day the machine has finally fed the blood of the last innocent. They speak of the conversions of the two worlds, the legions of our fallen that will return to herald in the reconnection of the true world to our own, and the slaughter that will fill every city of man, and that their own bodies will begin ascending in their holy vessels. Everything I've been seeing has been given a new context, and I realized that I had been betrayed. Every single thing the entity had told me had been a means to complete this bridge, Cain's terrible staircase to his gods. Were I a weaker man, perhaps my mind would have been so gone as to this new news meaning nothing to me. But the truth is, before my eyes, I will bring the devil to this world if I allow the machine to continue running. The more blood I spill, the closer I get to ending it all for us. The maniacs seem to have yet to notice how suspicious I've become, which will work to my advantage. It will take time to disable the devices that power this hellish engine, and hopefully even less time to destroy it. My body may be changing the same as all the others, but my strength is far from gone. If I can truly dismantle the device, then I may have some chance at salvation. This will take some time, but if I am left to my devices I have been, then I will have the time to tie up the loose ends that may be left in this research and plan for the safe passage of my darling Juliet. Oh God, Juliet, my wife. how I have betrayed her. If she still even resides in this hellhole I've created for us, then I must tell her the truth. Seek some kind of forgiveness, though my acts may have been as evil as any lunatic's. Let it never be said that I stopped loving my Juliet. I will save her from this future. I will end this all myself. I just need enough time to put this in motion. Put this in motion? Please wait for me, my love. Let me be the man you know I am. To the care of Dr. K.H. Hauser. You know, if he's trying to be all covert and shit, maybe he shouldn't be leaving so many letters around talking about his plans. What do we got here? Don't be another letter. Please don't be another letter. It's a first aid kit. There's a lot of first aid kits around, but I haven't counted. Alright, nothing happened when I stood on that suspicious circular rug on some Mr. Burns shit. Another letter. October 1st, 1999. 1919. Months of trials. Months of failures. Months of that infernal voice pushing itself deeper and deeper into my brain. With each failed test, the being seems to grow more and more impatient. Not being able to figure out how to communicate its help to me. Wanting a chance to get its hands on something uniquely corporeal. The long dried and mangled corpses of my ancestors produced very little in the way of true results. The bodies attempting to move, moaning, cracking. At first, I thought it was the enfeebled material was the reason why the being could not occupy them for very long. But as we moved further into the war, the results did not seem any more promising. I can't seem to be focused on any one corpse long enough to keep a sustained connection, much less apply anything that resembles communication skills. And before too long, it's as if the body simply loses its connection. Trying to scream in agony before its flesh, or thereof, folds down into another broken pile. In my desperation, I even turned to Cousin Garrett. Everything about the boy looked withered by all the time in this dark decay. There's a moment that I couldn't even see the surgical scars that I'd left with him. It was almost cathartic. In the way, that catharsis was truly ruined. However, when I brought him within range of the machine, like all the others, it took mere moments before he started moving. Unlike the others, he refused to stop moving. Garrett's convulsions slowed after mere moments before he began to rise. Sitting up for a brief moment, it was almost as if I'd had my cousin back. The illusion was quickly shattered when the shrieking began, not uncommon for any of these attempts. But something about it was so much closer to a human, yet so much further away. Then, to all of my surprise, the creature that was Garrett began shambling upward, moving towards the stairs. I was excited as I was terrified. There was something here that I had not expected, something much more. In my disbelief, I'd ignore his movement ever closer to the exit of the basement. Soon he was pulling at the door, attempting to find his way to the world above. I didn't know what to do as he began to amass against the heavy wooden barrier. I think I'm supposed to be smash? Against the heavy wooden barrier. It was almost no time before his howls began again. I knew it would be a matter of time before the rest of the manor would be alerted to the beast. I did my best in my panic to turn them away, but I had no means of removing the creature. Its strength maybe Garrett's that thing that's been walking around. If anything, a withering body should have been able to produce. In my desperation, I took the only things I could think of that may be able to stop him, my old service pistol. It took more shots than any man ever could to finally put it down. No more twisting into a discarded flesh. No more crumbling into the same old set of dried skin and bone. This corpse returned to being a corpse. I had to let Garrett down to his rest yet again. This will all be worth it in the end. It has to... Oh my god, there's still more. My research has started to stagnate. The resources are drying out, as is my patience for these repeated failures on the same decrepit meat that I've been forced to abide with. The voices have gotten clearer than ever, trying to guide me in a particular direction that I've been managing to fight off for so long. Why are the sins I've filled my life with the last few years not enough for this being? Why does it think that the corpses and parts that I've been forced to work with, manipulate, aren't good enough? The failures to keep a host alive long enough is more than obvious now, and I fear I have no other option but to give in to its alluring promise to finally end this expansion. I will need a living host to continue this work. Perhaps at one point this may have shocked me to the point that I would just leave this maid search behind, but perhaps it knew that and kept this knowledge for me just long enough to hope my drive would get me past such a moral hard block. Perhaps me knowing this has given me a sort of split that I can escape to in my reasoning, but every time I'm forced to look at the painting of the bastard Cain sitting in his lab, staring down at me as if he always knew I'd never succeed his work, I feel just that little bit of pride push me past the barrier that would hold my dreams to the realms of mortality. Thankfully, the being has provided something more than adequate to satiate this hunger. Oh my god. For the better part of the last year, I've heard from the staff, and what little I do hear of them, that strange groups of men have been congregating and asking to see me. My work has been far too important to spare them this time, but thanks to this recent break in my research, having been held up for some time, I was able to speak with the ringleader of this growing army of confused zealots, and, in this, have learned of their reasons for being here. They know of the being, and they need my help to contact him. They treat me as if I'm some kind of foretold prophet. Come on, dude. Prophet? Like you're making money? Which is a position, however laughable, that gives me a level of control over this bizarre situation. When I suggested what I may need to the head zealot, he seemed almost pleased to offer me exactly what I was asking for. A short, steady supply of living subjects to continue to use as catalysts for the research. Perhaps this will do as little good as it always has, but I believe that all my questions will soon have answers. We've been using the hidden entrances to accommodate as many of these subjects as possible for any number of tests. The young, the old, the strong, the infirm. All the subjects only have one thing in common, and that is that they are more than willing to do whatever it may take to see this being into our world. I can't be certain how much of the being's words I can actually take to heart, but I know that this may be all I have left for my research. Perhaps the answer I finally seek is within grasp. What? I didn't even remember what room we were in. Oh, here we go. Control panel. Let's activate that shit. Is that a fucking, Abigail Shapiro fucking emoji? Jesus Christ. Reading those long-ass letters just completely, like, disoriented me. I think this is the direction I came. Oh, no, it's not. This is new. I can't go in there yet. Realistic statues. Because these are all the bodies. Oh. Boobies. It's the one that you were all like talking about the boobies too. Oh, she got a knife in her hand. Oh, what? What the fuck? That wasn't nice. Where are you? Are you still in here with me? Or did you just run off? Oh! Oh, what? That reminded me of that fucking game. I keep on seeing people like play a clip of it, where there's like these like little dudes run out. Caution. I guess I'm gonna have to kill all the other characters I have. I guess. And now I can heal up and shit. Wait, is this where I was? Is this connecting now? What's this up here? The rendering on a lot of these things really, really reminds me of Myst. Yeah, let's heal ourselves. That's the sound of healing. Oh, I guess this room here, this is the machine room. Alright, yeah, we're gonna have to come back here, I guess. To, what am I? I'm just running up the walls. We're gonna have to come up here when we turn on all the other devices, I guess. Some kind of sonar. Not sure what it's supposed to detect. Yeah, the bloodstains on the clothes are a nice touch. Letter. You guys want to read a letter? First I didn't know I could read that because I can see the shine on it. Here we go. Another letter. May 3rd. The research has progressed. Let's see how many pages we got. Oh. Not as long as the last one. The research has progressed at a rapid pace. There is no shortage of work to be done. And no shortage of volunteers. Though primitive, the being is able to fully communicate its continued direction to me. Through the seeming possession of the fresher corpses that have come as a byproduct of our work, and the living hosts have began to show somewhat different reactions, symptoms similar to mine from when I originally began my work, are common in nearly every one of them, but the longer their direct exposure to the pylons and the energy is, the more detached they seem to become. Mentally, their reactions seem sharper, but cognitive function seems to dumb down to much simpler, more passive series of reactions. They have no problem identifying orders, motions of actual threats, but they frequently seem to forget the answers to questions that they knew just days ago. Some of them, when held to the effects for even longer, begin displaying signs of violent mania, often lashing out and attacking like what just happened to us. Other subjects are often their misfortune. Me. I do not like wasting any life, much less the life of a subject, but once this mania takes hold, there hasn't been an observable way to bring them back to any kind of lucidity, and certain adjustments must be mad to ensure the safety. I wonder if all these typos are, if they're on purpose because, you know, he's a crazy doctor, or if they're just, like, genuine typos. Troubling as these effects to their mental faculties are, the symptoms themselves are getting far worse in other regards. The longer a living subject is exposed to the radiating energy of the pylons, the more their physical attributes begin to reflect this strain. Many show signs of sun-damaged skin, though the flesh itself seems to thicken and swell, which I guess is the big bulgy knife hand guy. Some with the boils, some simply to resembling something closer to animal hide. Often their limbs will start to show signs of distortion, but seemingly to no awareness of the subject itself. This is also true with many other changes to their physical features, be it with their facial feature distorting or some increased mass to their overall bodies. The entity feigns some kind of ignorance to these physical and mental abnormalities when I attempt to probe further on the effects of the engine, but I am starting to detect a familiar pattern between these cases that is leaving me with some kind of increased concern. As fascinating as this progress is, it's creating an uncertainty that wasn't in me before. How long must I weigh before the intentions of the machine and its mysterious designers? Their closed lips on the subject have always left me with more excitement than concern. But with the increasing show of these mutations caused by it, the degenerative cognitive defects that are occurring, I can't help but feel that this was part of their plan, letting me work on the machine until those same effects came back on me. Perhaps this cult that has come to live in my family home understands more about this being than they led me to believe. Another letter defeated. Wait, what did she say? Large vacuum tube. Alright, let's get out of here. Yeah, definitely way too much going on in these notes. You see what happens? Because like these notes are so long, you get back to the game and you kind of, you're like, where am I? Oh wait, there's a switch in here. Is that the last one I needed? A public address. Taking your tablet. Okay, a new task read. Letter on the table without further. These old ladies. So those are the tapes that were giving us messages. Bunch of safes. Go back to that machine and see if we can turn it on now. If you guys want me to skip the notes, I'll skip the notes. Oh, you were crazy. Oh, well, I have 2 bullets. Oh man, I'm like cornered here. What the fuck? Dead. That's... This video game is a genuine first-generation copy produced on behalf and with approval of Vague Scenario LLC. Let's try that again. See, the thing is, I don't think I'm continuing from like right there. I think I'm continuing from the beginning of the scenario. Yeah. Alright, but here's the thing, though. Now I'm thinking... I don't, I don't think I had enough bullets to kill that dude. Unless... Oh, you know what? I probably had to turn that fucking machine on. Oh. Alright, but now it's not going to take as much time. Those notes have been read. You do have infinite ammo? Because I... No, it's not even read the letter. Because it says I have 5 bullets. And I used 3 of them on that girl. Oh, I see. I got you, there's a reload thing. Never mind. Man, this could be really tricky to, I mean, a lot of the problem with that boss was the controls. Because when you're just walking around doing stuff, it's whatever. But when you have to actually fight, even though the gun kind of like it locks on the people, it's still pretty crazy. It's weird. It's tank controls, but with the mouse. So like I'm using WSAD to kind of go around. And then the mouse turns me. I don't think you can use a controller. I don't know if hitting the knife girl in the head would necessarily do anything, because it seems like you can't aim vertically as far as I can tell. You're just left or right. Unless there's something to it. Yeah, it's mouse right to aim, but it's just left and right. But actually, I see it kind of like it does go up and down. But it's an automatic thing, so I guess if you get it to the center of her, it'll do it. Bodies. Wait, so can I like shoot the bodies? Don't think so. Stop, he's already dead. Literally. Yeah, the tank controls are definitely harder on the keyboard. It's not that crazy until you get into an intense situation that you're like, ah. Where's the switch in this room? Swanfest? What's Swanfest? Could I just shoot her? They get like blood on her. Boom. I wonder if, cause like she wasn't able to attack in like that kind of lockup. I'm wondering if, that right there, you can do that to the crazy hand guy. Oh, you know, before I activate, I think there was a first aid kit in the other room. Let me take that before I go to that boss fight. I think that's it sitting there. Yeah, let's heal ourselves. It's almost boss fight time. I wish I could have a medkit in my inventory. Alright, here we go. Okay, I gotta... Alright. So much for that. That's annoying. Try that one more time. Yeah, I mean, it look like they're calling them pylons or some shit like that. Yeah, lockpick. Yeah, you can only save between chapters. I thought I could use the machine, but I can't use the machine. Oh, that's not the room I want to go to. Now you walk up to the machine, and then the cutscene activates when you get close to the machine. You have unlimited ammo. But you only get 5 shots per round. really wish there was a way that I could save before that boss fight. It's kind of silly because that's like the only like encounter this whole area. You know what's annoying about it? It's like the combat is very limited in this game. Like that's the second fight you have, and then if you lose it, you got to do the whole thing over. So it's I hate leaving these things unfinished, but I'm not very confident in my ability to beat this boss. Back. Activate the two things. See, I was hoping I can get away with not needing to run and gun with that boss because the controls are so fucking awkward. Plus, it's like, I think it's not like a circular area to walk around in. Like, that shit comes down and it's blocking the way. Wait, what was... Yeah, that's just another first aid kit down there. There's gotta be more. That I don't think that feels like that wouldn't be the last battle either, because there's so many med kits around. Jail cell. What's up with that room? Yeah, you definitely can just like leave a gunshot mark on her. Like doesn't spreading bullet holes. Let me try to practice with this one here. She runs at me. We can kind of get away. Oh no! Always gets that hit on you, huh? Come out. Oh, she's stuck in the floor. I don't think I looked through this way last time. Oh yeah, that door just looks like it's gonna lead to that other side with the locked door. And we can heal up with that med kit that's on the chair. Shit, you know what I probably should have did? I probably... It'd be nice if I could see where he is. Oh my god, really? At least I hit him. Yeah, now I'm fucked. I can't see where I am. Did I run out of ammo? Or rather, did I... I didn't reload because I'm an idiot. Oh, he's coming around the other side now. I got too far. This is not... Oh my... Ah! Definitely not doing that again. Like, if it was able to, like, save it anywhere, like, close to, like, where you are, that'd be fine, but... I can do it now, like, if I play it again, I'll do it, but I don't want to, like, do the whole fucking It's the lead up to it. I don't want to subject everybody to that lead up to it again.